Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today we have to talk about stock market trading, ladies and gentlemen. Wealth planning twist. It's simple. Robots. And welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I want to thank you so much for being here. Please share the videos. I have a problem with the audio, so hold on a second. I just realized we weren't actually connected the right way. All right, hold on a second. I got to do some things with the audio. I hope. Let's see here. No, no, and no. Uh, mic check, mic check. This is going to be a problem for a second. Hold on. The audio might sound a little weird right now, but we're about to get it changed, hopefully. Let me double check everything. Yeah. Um, Probably going to have to do a reboot of some sort. There. All right. Now, mic check, mic check. Welcome, everybody, to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And please share the videos because you never know who's out here looking for information or who is not, such as findhelp.org. That's right. Go check out findhelp.org. There's a lot of people that need help here in America. Put in the zip code when you go there, and you will find a lot of help. Food, rent, mortgage, bus passes, transportation passes, caregiving, job training, and so much more. And we know a lot of people need it. So findhelp.org. That is your first stop, first thing you need to do. Stock trading, it's going to continue to be volatile. There's talk of a war. There's talk of arms. There's talk of disruption all over the planet. So that means that the stock market is going to go up where you can make money if you trade, or go down where you can make money if you trade. It's simple as that. Any variation of trading, whether it's going to be options, whether it's going to be the futures, whether it's going to be anything that has to do with the stock market, where the top 10% own 93% of it, their own private casino, their playground, you need to be a part of it. So let's start this off correctly. First things first, there is a chat room. Let me see who's in the house. Post-retirement travel is here. Mr. Worldwide's going on this tour. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Financial Wednesday night live stream. And he brings his tagline this evening: another investor. Hello, all. Let's do this. That's what we do. We try to help you, ladies and gentlemen, by any means necessary. And also, I would like to humbly appreciate that icon next to your name, post-retirement travel. Hopefully, that is all good. Let's go. Here we go. We can hear you, Eric. Your internet appears to have a small delay. Yes, it does. Hopefully, we got it back on track. EV Place, another investor, is here. Stocks, real estate, business, the trifecta. And that also means he went with the Cinco, meaning he went out there and said, let me add to this bank account outside the United States. Check. Real estate or another business outside the United States? Check. 5. prongs, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get on with the first prong because once again, let me see if I still have this card sitting around here. Where's that banker's card? Speaking of bank accounts, or speaking of outside of the United States jurisdiction, let's see if I can find this. Well, I think I have it. I don't know what I did with it. See, this is what happens when you have cards, ladies and gentlemen. You don't even pay attention. Um, where's my banker's card? Where is it? Haven't used it, so maybe it's in another pile. Yep. Looks like I already misplaced a banker's card somewhere. Oh, well. I have. Oh, that's not even. No wonder. I thought that was it. Hold on a second. Let me see if I have it sitting here still. What did I do with the banker's card? I was flaunting it on Monday night. Okay, no banker's card. All right, no. That's weird. I don't know what happened to it. Oh, wait, no, that's not a banker's card. Hold on. What's happening? Even I have to start wondering now. What am I losing my... Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that's weird. Well, I don't know what happened to the banker's card. Oh, well. I'll have to find it somewhere. That's funny. All right, well, welcome, EV Place. Outside doing the Cinco thing to do, the SSN Nation way. That's all I can say. And also, welcome. Good evening is his tagline, and he says he smashed that like button. Thank you so much. He smashed the like button so the YouTube gods know that people are in the house. Everybody needs to smash the like button. It's very simple. No matter which platform you're on, whether you see the heart, whether you see the star, whether you see a checkbox, it does not matter. Smash that like button. And also, EV Place, well done. And I humbly appreciate you as well for that membership of the channel on YouTube. Thank you so much for that. More members needed. More members may want to join. We'll have special things occur coming up in about a month. All right. As you guys know, we always got to do something for those that support the campaign. All right, let's go. Now, the first things first, let's get into outside of the United States. If you guys missed it today for the bankers, they had a training today. So if you're not on the WhatsApp group, what can I tell you? You didn't get the link. But I'm going to give you the link for tomorrow, Thursdays and Tuesdays. They have it 2 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Eastern where you can find out about the banker's card. It's that simple. You know what? I'm kind of like, what did I do with the banker's card? I haven't even used it, done anything with it. That's weird. Kind of has me a little miffed at the moment, but we'll still find out about it later. All right. Now, I'm going to put a link in all chat rooms. So everybody, if you watch this on replay, you're going to have to hit the first comment, all right, in the comment section, and then swipe left or right, and you'll see a message come up. If you want to go to the live chat, then hit live chat, all right? It's that simple. And then you'll be able to get the link for the Zoom calls. And you can ask questions too. They're not hiding like a bunch of other companies where they say, well, we're not going to answer any questions today when you're talking about you're a corporate company. All right. I'm not going to name any names right now. If you missed the live stream earlier today, then you would know like that company that I'm referring to. All right. Now, I had No Pants Profit on, and we're going to be back on tomorrow as well in the afternoon, listening to Boogie Gopher Club Miracle Cash, otherwise known as Bellator Life now, talking about a Project X and all some other kind of stuff that they're, trying to swindle people out of their money. So therefore, that's what's going to be happening. All right. So I put in the chat room, once again, the Bankus for the Bankus card. All right. We don't want people left behind. The reason why you have the Bankus card is because you can load crypto to the Bankus card. When you load crypto to the Bankus card, it's very simple. It's 4% of whatever you put on there is the fee. Now, after you do that, if another person has a Bankus card and you need to send money to them, i.e. people that need to send money outside of the country, okay, 4% is kind of high, especially when you start talking about if you're doing $1,000, that's $40. So I can bank wire somebody for 40 bucks. But here's the difference. The bank is I send you $1,000. Sure, I would have paid the 4% for 1,040 to load it. And then I would have sent you $1,000, let's say. There's no fee for me to send it and no fee for you to receive it. But you will need that banker's card. All right. So use my link that you will see in the chat room, and that downloads the app for you. That's all you have to do. And tell your friends. You want to buy the card? Well, the plastic card is $50 shipped. The metal card is $100 shipped. I'll just make it the total because the cards itself, the plastic card with the tap feature is $35 plus $15 shipping, so it's 50 bucks. The metal card, $85 plus $15 is $100 shipped. Usually takes 2 to 3 weeks. It's a MasterCard and a debit card. So you will be able to use it at ATM machines and at stores. They also give you a digital card in case you do something online. You can be attached to, of course, Google Pay and Apple Pay. I don't recommend doing these things, but if you want to do that, fine. Now, make sure, again, at least you can download and then refer other people. And again, the best feature is they're in Mexico City. That's the best feature. That's number one. Outside of United States jurisdiction, you upload with crypto, which is good as well. That means when you download to your card outside of United States jurisdiction, you don't have to send it back through the regulated companies that's going to report it to the United States government for whatever you're doing. Now, a lot of people, don't get me wrong, I don't really care if you do that or not. All I'm going to tell you is a broke country means they're coming for your money. The states, the federal government are coming for your money. That's why they're tracking everything that you are doing to make sure they know where to grab it, because bail-ins will happen again, except this time it won't be 2008. It's going to be much worse, like it's 1933, where you're going to bang on the door, go to the ATM machine, and there's no money going to be coming out, ladies and gentlemen. So just keep that in mind. We're well on our way, because where else are you going to get money from? Just saying. Have you guys seen that new twist? Have you seen the robots doing flips, break dancing, jumping off walls, dancing, moving, doing gymnastics? I mean, oh my God. This is Chinese robots, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, playing mediocre, not trying to be the best. You might get left behind by protecting United States corporations, which means they no longer have to be in the forefront when taxpayers are giving them subsidies and laying people off. Don't worry about it. That's not what this conversation is about. So far, we got you the bankers thing. Now, we want to get to that stock market trading, don't we? I think we do. We have to get to the stock market trading. There's no way around it. Don't know who that is. We have a blank person, but whoever it is, welcome. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. And it's going to be one hell of a ride. Now, let's get into stock market trading. Right now, we have a little, well, you can't give you guys the Candlestick Bible right now because I have to create a new website because my hosting, these guys, I don't understand what these companies are doing, trying to charge people an extra 30-40% because they have it automatically coming out. And then when you realize, it's like, oh, what are you doing? I've had GoDaddy for 30 years, ever since they came out. And they did that without any forwarding of information. Oh yeah, it's just 30% more now. And when I find out, I'm just like, what the hell are you guys doing? Oh, well, we can't give you your website back. You can't migrate it over. You're going to have to get a new one. Or you could migrate it over, but we're not going to do it. So now I was like, you know what? I needed to make a new website anyhow. I needed to make a new SSN lifestyle, a new everything. So that's what we're going to do. So it's down. So my Candlestick Trading Bible PDF is attached to that. So you can't download it. So what you're going to have to do is find the Candlestick Trading Bible online. It's several locations you can get it. But right now, it's not going to be available here. But what is going to be available is you need a broker for stock market trading. And I suggest you use CoinEx. One of them, anyhow. I mean, you could go, if you want to do better, of course, you can go TradingView. A lot of traders use TradingView and other platforms. That's fine. There's a reason. Everything I attempt to do is outside the United States jurisdiction. Not everything, but a lot of things. So if you're going to be trading and you upload crypto, which is what CoinEx takes, is crypto. So that means it's instantly available once they receive it. So the link is in the chat room. So you guys can use that as well. Refer others. Mazzy Perez Torres, I see you. Thank you so much for being in the house. So there you go. It's in the chat room once again. And on replay again, it's in the chat room. There's the CoinEx. You use that. They have a demo account and a live account. So you have a demo account that loads $50 or $5,000 initially. Use that to study stock market trading, and you can practice at no cost. Now, keep in mind, you're kind of in your mind, you're trying to keep it like if it's real money, you have to act like it's real money. Sure, you can test, and you're going to lose testing. Obviously, that's what I was doing. I was testing, trying to figure out what makes me win, right? What's successful for me? That's what you're supposed to be doing if you've never traded before, or even if you started trading recently, like me, 5 months in. So again, but I haven't been studying every day. I've been busy with another part of the empire. So now I'm back to studying the markets, doing what I need to do, improving my skills, because people have been doing this for 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years. And some say it took me 2 years to become successful, 3 years, 4 years. Can you believe that? We're trying to reduce that timeline. We don't want people to even take 1 month if it was possible, but I highly suggest you don't dive in. If you've never done stock market trading, I implore you to study, look around the internet. There's different ways to trade. And the worst part is there's so many different ways to trade that a lot of people will get kind of half in one, half in another, and then they can't find out how to become successful in their own right by what makes them tick, so to speak, what works for them. That's where the problem comes in for a lot of people. They're listening to this person this week. Next month, it's another person because they weren't successful or not successful enough. So it just keeps going on and on. But nonetheless, use CoinEx because you upload, yes, Litecoin, USDT, all of that, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and I'm probably missing something else. But the point I'm trying to make is you don't have to use Bitcoin and Ethereum because they charge a lot. I like the USDT or USDC, minimum fee, loaded. And I can download off of there to my offshore crypto locations. One being Bankus. The only thing with Bankus is, or shall I say, let me see, on CoinEx, there's not really a problem because you can load USDT onto Bankus. That's not the problem. So we don't have to worry about that. A lot of places only use Bitcoin and Ethereum. So that means you're going to be on that platform where it costs a lot. So anyhow, back to CoinEx. The link is in the chat rooms on all fronts. Download it. It's on MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 is what you can use. Yes, it's not. MetaTrader 4 is rudimentary, but you could still do stuff. That's what I learned on, and I still haven't went up to TradingView. But now that I've been on there, I understand what I'm doing and what I'm looking for, so I don't really mind. There's a few other things, there's certain, and they have a lot of free help, so to speak, with indicators. So that's a good thing. So again, my first thing is just start demo trading. And when you're studying the candlesticks, then that'll help you look at all the different type of markets. And then you can figure out what you feel comfortable trading. All right. Just keep that in mind. Now, CoinEx to the Bankus card is the download of the profits. Both companies are outside the United States, outside the US jurisdiction, no tracking whatsoever. Again, I don't really care about reporting the money. I care about keeping the money. Like I've said many times before, and a long time listeners have always heard me say, until you have your bank account money stolen by regulated companies, banks, then you will have a different perspective from that day forward, especially when you realize they're supposed to be a regulated environment. Somebody's supposed to have your back. And then you find out you signed something in your bank agreement where it's their money, which is the first problem in itself. All right. So keep that in mind. So now you have the CoinEx set up for the stock market trading. Now, the other thing is, some of you say, well, I want to do trading and this, that, and the other. Okay, but let's get into the stock market itself because we got to have Robinhood, Webull, and all that, right? You got to have a trading account. But I'm just saying, you can buy stocks separately. Some people here, some of the investors, you know what they do? They play the stock market. The profits that they make, then they put in other assets, sometimes just index, like Vanguard Group, ETFs. They just say, okay, I got like $300. I'll put that $300 into VOO, right? Or VOOG or VTI or VGT. I'm just giving you some Vanguard groups. That's theirs. Or like Post Retirement Travel does, SCHD, Schwab, okay? Or some people say, well, I'll buy some stock of NVIDIA or Apple or Amazon or some other Magnificent Seven corporation, Meta, all right? Or some other stock. Or some people take the profits and say, I'm going to buy gold and silver with it. Nothing wrong with any of those positions. You need to stay in that game because when the meltdown occurs, you know what you're supposed to do: buy more. There will be a meltdown. It's just that you have about, what are we in? February? You have 8 months, 9 months, 9.5 months left, December 31st, where you need your 775 credit score. So, anyhow, let me make sure those of you who have not even invested in the stock market yet, go buy yourself a cup of coffee, right? Cup of coffee. Don't buy the cup of coffee. And you buy a few shares of stock or portion of stock. $5, $6 of stock. Every time you decide to go got coffee, you go, oh, I got to invest $6 in the stock market. So if you go 3 or 4 times a day to get coffee at Starbucks, that is, then of course you might be going $20 a week. Not bad. Get a start. Lightweight. All right. Now, anybody have any suggestions? The comment section's always open. Please, we don't mind comments. All right. Okay, let's keep it moving because again, there's an article today. But before we get into that article, I forgot about something because Brian P always send me something, and I hope he's doing fine. I haven't seen some of the emails lately, but there was something that happened before the Super Bowl. Check your garages, cabinets, basements for these 4 recalls before the Super Bowl, which is weird. It's the biggest Super Bowl party of the year, but there's food recalls all the time. Week of February 2nd through the 8th. People who bought repackaged M&Ms, I talked about this before. Owners of Chrysler vehicles, owners of aluminum outdoor restaurant chairs, and travel steamers. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Chrysler recalling more than 450 vehicles. If you have one of these vehicles, bring it to your dealer ASAP. Now, the only thing is, we're talking about the 2026 Jeep Cherokee, 2024 through 2026 Jeep Wagoneer S, the Ram 1500, 2500, 3500, 4500, 5500 in the years of 2025 and 2026. Certain Mopar tow trailer modules, ladies and gentlemen. That's for one. 194,000 travel steamers recalled due to serious burn hazards. 194,000 pure steam mighty little steamers or pure steam elite travel steamers due to serious burn hazards posed to consumers. It's models, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2310 is one of the model numbers. That's right. So it's bad, ladies and gentlemen. All of a sudden, why do I? What is that? Okay, okay, all right. I got something happening. I got Norton trying to block this. Well, that's funny. That's not a virus. What are you doing right now? All right, that's crazy. All right. So anyhow, let's get back to this. These steamers, model number, date codes, December 2020, or with one of these date codes, 2310, 2308, 2305. The list goes on and on. In fact, let me just put a link in the chat rooms so you guys can see this for yourself. All right. I don't have to give you guys everything, but go search it yourself. All right. Okay. What is going on? This is very interesting. There's all kind of stuff going on in this background. This seems like old times. Okay, so we got that part. Let's get to this other part. Clark Associates recalls more than 158,000 aluminum outdoor chairs and bar stools due to fall hazards. And that doesn't mean the weather fall. That means you're gonna fall. All right. Lancaster table and seating power coating. How cute. My, ladies and gentlemen. This is crazy right now. April 20 through October 2025, retailing for $55 to 133. Man, this is like a third world country. Repackaged M&M's sold in protection. So once again, what can I say? This is how it does it. Now, stock market trading. We're not going to go into anything specific other than there's gold, there's silver, precious metals. You can trade individual stocks. You can trade the top 100 US stocks, the top 30. You can trade the QQQ, the SPY. You can do all of it. So therefore, you have nobody stopping you from making money. And therefore, nobody's coming to save you as well. Keep that in mind. All right. Let's go. Okay. Let's see. We got, hold on. Let's go. I see MDA 0214 in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And he says SNSSX is my go-to. Then use margin to buy Coca-Cola. That's what he does. Again, he loves Coca-Cola. Nobody can blame him. Coca-Cola has been giving out dividends for I don't even know how long. I remember we looked it up. It was a long time. And they have enough funds and their reach is worldwide. So they buy up companies that would previously be competition because they can. It's that simple. You would do that too, right? If there's another company that's doing very well, why would you not buy them up, especially for some ungodly amount of price? And then you control even more of the fluid supply around the world. But there comes a time when all of a sudden water starts becoming precious. As soon as those data centers keep being built, water is going to become toxic. So less water is going to be available, even though it's available. And that's why billionaires are buying aquifers. That's why corporations are buying their own aquifers. But see, they can run them dry. And then what? Illegal to collect rainwater. That's a damn shame. All right. Let me see. I have something else here. SNSSX. My go-to. I've never heard of this, which is interesting. All right. Now, not only Was that the recall? Let's get into something else because we can't save everybody, but we have to try. Here goes the fish. All right. Let's get into that. We'll get into the stock trading as well, but let's get into the fish recall because of improper evisceration. Prime Food Processing LLC is recalling dried croaker fish because the product was not adequately eviscerated as required by the Food and Drug Administration. That means there's toxins, ladies and gentlemen. The recall fish is sold in plastic packages with green trim on top and the bottom of the item number AF1410. This is concern that consumers may still have the product in their home because of its long shelf life. It has an expiration date of December 28, 2027, and they're in the following states: Alabama, Arizona, California, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Massachusetts, Maryland, Missouri, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Washington state. So Texas, Florida, California, the most populous state, New York, they have the four most populous areas. That is very bad. The issue was identified during the routine testing conducted by the New York Department of Education or Agriculture. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have a link to this as well in case you're doing some of this type of fish. We are not. So again, this is madness out here. All right. So we have your Bankus cards, right? We have your other trading option, CoinEx, but a lot of people they use other different platforms to trade. You can in all platform not I shouldn't always use all, but a lot of platforms have demo trading. So whatever makes you feel comfortable is what you should use. That means you're going to use a different broker, just so you understand. All right. So no problem with that. But I'm just letting you know, I don't really care about regulated or not. Like I said, after you've had money stolen by three different banks and the federal government, I don't really trust the US government for holding anything. All right. They're coming after your home, ladies and gentlemen. Next, your property taxes are going to keep going up. Your energy bills are going to keep going up. You're not getting paid more money. You're not getting a 20, 30% increase in your wages. All right. And by the way, you know how many people make over $100,000 a year? Unbelievable. It's like less than 40 million. That means 300 million people, which some of them 30%, 20% are children under 18. So really you have 100 and like 70, 80 million, 190 million, something of that nature. But that could be in the workforce. Well, guess what? You see the robots running around, dancing, flipping, moving stuff about. Yeah. Um, that means your jobs are at stake, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let them fool you. Do you really think robots are going to cost as much as a car? 20 grand, 25, 30 grand? Let me ask you something. Who would be buying these things? Let's just get down to brass tacks. So let's just say somebody said, well, yeah, they're 25 grand. I'm going to buy a 25 grand robot. What do you think the robot's going to be able to do? I mean, like what? While you're the same thing that you would do while you're at work, they're not making coffee for you. They're not running a bath for you. I mean, what do you think they're going to be doing? They're not going to be in your house. You know where they're going to be? Production lines, corporations. They're not going to need you at the workplace. It's not about replacing what you're doing, these menial little tasks that you're doing that's barely doing anything. They're the ones that's going to be sitting there calculating what your work process is supposed to be. You know, when your boss comes up and says, hey, I need this printout or I need you to put together a plan for us to go forward with something. And now all they're going to do is sit there and go, hey, AI, can you give me a plan for what's going forward based on history or based on the last 5 months or based on the last 10 months? Any parameters they can ask. So you're not going to have a job curating information. It's going to be on the internet. And by default, that means AI can grab it. And from any country, any place, any time. So now I think they're going to pay for information. And they don't need a million of them because the process is only going to take less than a minute with a printout after the question was asked. They don't need you to put together, go to the printer machine and correlate anything. They don't need you to put any book report together or anything together because it's going to be a simple automation process using the Bluetooth, internet, Wi-Fi. Are you guys getting it yet? Those jobs that you guys went or thought you were going to get after college, guess what? 50% of college graduates, their degree does not matter. 50% of those people graduating are taking a job that does not need a degree. How far are we going to fall, ladies and gentlemen? As you know, here in the SSN Nation, I already told you, you live in a third world country. You just don't know it yet. Told you guys this for a long time. So once again, this is not new. The deadline's coming up December 31st, 2026. You need to have your trading skills honed in, your investment skills honed in, and any debt you need to get rid of. That's why we start talking about stock market trading, because you have no opportunities. They're dwindling. Your 401k, you better have one. You better start saving. You better start figuring out a way to actually make more money if you lose your job. Some of you right now are going, I'm working 2 jobs. I don't have time for this. Well, you better make time, because if you think that something's going to be good for you after your jobs are eliminated, and this is not some fantasy 5 years from now, this is in danger by December 31st of this year. So the only thing you need to do is protect yourself. And protecting yourself comes in different forms. All right. We've talked about this several times. So don't get confused out here. If anybody has anything to say, please let it be known in the comment section down here. Now, I got to find out what this SSNX is, or if it's just a misprint. I don't know what that is. Or is it SNX? I don't know what that is. It didn't come up on Google, so it must be a typo. Or was that SN? No, it wasn't S&P. So I don't know what he's talking about. I see SNX, but I'm pretty sure it can't be that. SNX FX? No, it was in the house. Post retirement travel does the wheel option trading. And he claims that there's a wheel option trading videos online. I still haven't checked. I've been very, very busy. So, and it's about to get a lot more hectic. All right. So, on CNBC.com, the boom session, why Americans feel left behind by a growing economy. I don't know what they mean by a growing economy. There's no growing economy. The stock market is not the economy, ladies and gentlemen. This propaganda that the stock market has anything to do with Main Street is a fallacy, and only the rich people who own these organizations such as CNBC would write some nonsense like this. This is one of those things that gets me upset. And this is one of those things that made me start the Essence of Nation, Stop Struggling Now, because of this. Because they write this stuff, why Americans feel left behind by a growing, it's not growing. We are losing jobs. In a growing economy, there would be okay, let's just put things in perspective. It would be 1950 when America has manufacturing and they have plenty of jobs for livable wages that go around. A person can quit his job today, have another job in less than 2 days because there's an abundance of well paying jobs. At $4 an hour, you can have a house, a car or two in the driveway, and a house that doesn't have your neighbor 10 feet away from you, by the way. Have a yard, and the house would be $10,000, $13,000. Now, you can't do that now. All right. You know what that equals to? That equals to $45 per hour minimum. And you better live in states like Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Florida, places like that. Otherwise, if you live in other places, you're going to have to make that $66 per hour. California, New York, Massachusetts. I shouldn't say Massachusetts, but California, New York, Washington State. All right. Parts of DC, parts of South Florida, in the Miami, Palm Beach areas. You better be doing that. That's the problem. $66 an hour, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe a lot of people aren't making that? Good luck, Americans. So, this thing about getting this growing economy nonsense, I don't know why you would make something like that. This is a recessionary situation when you're losing jobs. If you have manufacturing jobs as a loss, if you take off 1,000 jobs that's created, gone because they didn't happen. We are going the usual way under a program that does tax cuts and tax breaks, except this is worse. This is worse. We're funding things that does not help American citizens, going to kidnap other citizens and then detain them on the dole of the taxpayer. The taxpayers are paying for this. Not getting infrastructure, not getting more energy from clean energy or renewable energy sources or building a power plant. I mean, not producing food. So what good is wasting all this money on stuff that has nothing to do with growing an economy? Nothing to do with paying people livable wage jobs. It's all take, 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 and your property taxes are rising because of it. People are going to default, which now means they have to charge those that are still in paying more money. It just keeps rising. So therefore, the stock market trading is what you're going to have to do, ladies and gentlemen. Or you can move outside the country, except one little problem. Because there's a lot of people leaving and taking their retirement funds with them, the United States goes, hold up. We might stop sending money directly to banks or locations outside of America. We can't have that. We need to know where it's going. Yeah, they want to know where it's going, all right. So, again, this is why stock market trading is imperative at this point in time. Unlike before, this is like you could always put money in a 401k, solo 401k, go to Schwab. They have solo 401ks. Go to Fidelity. They can help you set up a solo 401k for your business. You want a solo 401k for yourself. You want a 401k for your business. Because your business, you can write in your articles that you will do a match up to whatever the amount that you want to make it, up to the first 10 grand or 20 grand annually, whatever. You're the boss, but you can't do this 10%, 20% because the IRS will flag it. But 5%, 4% or less match for what you're putting in the company 401k, which of course you're the owner of the company, you direct. Then you have your own solo 401k. If your company's paying you, now you get up to 20 some $1,000 with you and your wife. So now you get to have more money in tax savings locations. The brokerage accounts, of course, are, high risk when the banks are broke, but it's okay. It's all right. You don't have really a choice. You're in the EU zone in 2020, 2010, when they had this same situation happen where people were losing money because they had negative interest rates and they had to invest or lose money for keeping it in a bank. That's where they went. Where do you think America's going to go? Because America's broke. 38 trillion, 39 trillion, 44 trillion, whatever you're going to want to make it in the next 5 years, it's going to be in the 40s. And if we keep doing that, we spent 2.3 trillion last year. And if we do that again this year, that means we are going to be in the 42 range in reality. All right. So just keep all that in mind. Okay. Let's go. We have Tamara Larry here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. Another investors in the house. Hope everything's going well with you, especially with this new thing about the healthcare workers not professional classification anymore. That changes the game. Man, talk about hurting people. Just reckless. Charles Schwab Treasury Bill ETF SNSXX. Okay. Okay, so you SNSXX ETF. It says equivalent. Wonder why. Schwab Fund SNSXX, designed to offer stability of capital, liquidity, and income, competitive yields on money market funds available through Schwab. Okay, interesting. I don't quite understand, but 4%? Okay. I don't quite understand. Unless this fund, oh wait, actually it's a okay, it's a fund. It's not actually, hold on a second. Let's just do it this way. Let's just do it a different way. Because it's saying a 7-day yield. So are they using money market? Okay. Okay, here we go. All right. Is a taxable money market fund, not an ETF, offering high liquidity, low risk returns primarily from US Treasuries. Securities. It offers a 7-day yield of 3.38% to 3.45%. It has delivered consistent low volatility returns with a 1-year annualized return of roughly 3.86% to 3.9%. Okay, I'm not really following this because inflation is higher than this. But okay, this is one of my problems with this, but it's safe, right? Until it's not. But it is what it is. Expense ratio is at 0.34%, which is kind of high. But hey, again, everybody invest how you want to invest, comfortable for you. That's what you have to do out here, ladies and gentlemen. It's simple as that. He's giving you something to look at. That's why you're supposed to go study. Get your pen, pads, and papers ready because you never know what somebody's going to say. Like real estate investment trust, Fed is going to have their minutes. They're going to be talking. Some people said reduce the rate. Other people said increase the rate. Well, again, this has nothing to do with you. The federal funds rate has to do with banks, hedge funds, financial institutions. So therefore, they want lower rates so they can borrow from the Federal Reserve. This does nothing for you because your bank account, if you're getting interest, will go down when they reduce the interest rates. So again, and it does not help with your mortgage, by the way. But a bad economy will help with your mortgage rates. This is why people are running right now to refinance their home because some of these people have 7.1% interest rates. Now they can have a take off a point. When homes are 400 and some odd thousand, 1 point annually starts adding up as long as your HELOC doesn't try to take some points as well. But just saying, or the refinance isn't taking points. But all I'm saying is people could actually get down to 6% on a refi. Again, 1 point matters in this day and age. But again, stock market trading is going to matter a lot because if you get that skill set, that means you have another way to earn money regardless of the economy. You want to be outside of the economy is the key to this whole game plan. All right? Outside of the system. Doesn't matter if you're in the USA or outside, but of course we know that, YouTube doesn't send out SSN Nation worldwide. They only do United States. So welcome, United States citizens, 99.9%. They don't send us out. I told you guys this before. I should show you the back office. There'll be 2 or 3 or 4 people from Russia because they're scammers. Then there'll be some, 1 person or 2 people from Canada. Then there'll be, where else am I going to get? 1 or 2 from DR, and pretty much it. The whole rest of the world doesn't need to know about nothing. So once again, this is what happens in America when you have oppression, suppression, and everything. Because when somebody's trying to give you information that could actually help you, they all of a sudden, hold on now. Hold on. We need misinformation out here. We want these slaves working hard so we can take their stuff later. Think about this. It's coming. I'm not going to be on here much longer because all I wanted to do was talk about stock market trading real quick. But the bottom line of the story is, you guys, there is nothing that you can sit here and say that it's going down. You live in a house. You rent a house. It doesn't matter if you rent or own. The property taxes and insurance for the house is going to go up next year. Why? Because the insurance companies are going to drop high risk people. So that means they have to keep low risk people on their insurance rolls. Low risk people pay, but the low risk people will also pay another $100 a month. No problem. Another $150 a month, because otherwise, without insurance, you are in jeopardy. So that's what generally happens. Then your property taxes, people default. Okay, they're still going to get their money, right? Because if people default, then they're at the tax sale. A person buys that tax sale. The person has up to 2 years, generally in most states, with 3 to 4, 5% interest over those 2 years. The person can actually pay that lien or tax sale lien. They can buy it back and save their potential home. Except one problem: 80 to 85% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. So they can't keep saving for this year's property tax and next year's or last year's you didn't pay. What's going to happen this year? So that puts people in a very bad situation if 8 out of 10 people are living paycheck to paycheck, which they are. So you cannot all of a sudden think, oh, it's going to be $4,000 for my home property taxes, and it's going to be $6,000 for my insurance. No food on the table, no electric bills paid. You need extra ways to earn income. That means real estate investment trusts, whenever they start talking about reducing rates, I always recommend, I love those. Do your own research, because I can go right now. Let's just go down the line. Get your pen, pads, and papers ready. Let's go look at ARR. All right, let's go look at ARR. That should be one of the highest returns. It's at $17.68. Their dividend right now is 16.29%. 52-week low, 19 or high is 1931 and 1318, the 52-week low. If you were to purchase, let's just go 6 months ago, for instance. Can we get there, ladies and gentlemen? It looks like it's not. Okay. 6 months ago, ladies and gentlemen, is an 18.82% return. And by the way, instead of getting 16.29%, you would be getting 19% return on your money annually right now, if they keep the same dividend, which they will, because they get to refinance their debt. No problem. But even at 16.29, I think who wouldn't love that? What's the problem, ladies and gentlemen? Let's go with ORC. Okay, ORC. 19.12%. I'll go back 6 months again. It's 6.21%. So you got positive plus 19% on ORC. All right. How you like it now? I think you're going to like that. So again, this is the perfect time because they are going to reduce the Federal Reserve rate. If not this month, it'll be next month. In the next 45 days, like I said. And then the economy is going to crash out. It's going to continue to crash out. They're going to continue to try and save it. And then they can't. So therefore, you're putting yourself in position, ladies and gentlemen, because the stock market, you will be able to make trades when the house and the bottom is coming through. And if there's any resuscitation of the patient, you will get to win on the upsides. So either way, but the real estate investment trust, as you can see, so far so good. Who doesn't like 19%? Who doesn't like on their money and potentially for life, as long as they keep the dividend rate the same, right? Okay, so I gave you those two. Let's just go a little lower. AGNC. All right. So what are we going to be at 12 these days? 12.73%. And again, over the last 6 months, 18% stock price increase. Of course, they get to refinance their debt. It's all good. 12.73%. Let's go with something that's been acting so weird. The stock price Prospect Capital, PSEC, is over $3 once again, $3.04, and their dividends at 17.76 right now. Man, they've had a bad couple years, but it's all right because they're coming back. At the last 6 months, they got a 5.56% increase. So again, 17.76 at $3.04. I don't know where you would go wrong there. Bitcoin, 68,000. Or I don't know what it is right now. But did it go wrong there? Let's go see what Bitcoin price is right now. It was 68,000 earlier. It's down to 66,000. Well, okay, let me go look at something. Looks like it's down to 66,000 right now. I bought some more at 68,000 myself today. And it looks like now, after this is over, I'll be buying some more. If it stays around 67, 66, that just keeps going down from the 125 era. We've already hit 59.9. Some people that have been doing the markets say it's going to drop further down. That's what some of the traders are that I've been watching. They're like, if it breaks a certain line and it's in the 50s, or it was, I don't know where exactly it was, but it seemed like it was in the 50s. It could be in the 60s again. I think that 59.9 was the line. So it's either 59K, 60K, somewhere in there. If it breaks that, then they're expecting a fall. And I agree, because there's going to be margin calls. Just like when there's people that sold millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, so the price continues to fall. By the way, 1 year, 30% drop. Just so you guys know. Year over year, and that means from today, the 18th. February 18th, last year to February 18th this year. And by the way, it was 95,000 February 19th. But here's the kicker. Let's see, when was it? Let's see, what did it? 123. October 5th, it was 123. Look at this. This is 46% down to 66. And again, we knew this was going to happen, like it always does. And when it went down to 59.9, 60 grand basically, that put it probably at the 50% mark, right? 60 and 60 is 120. Yeah, so it had to be over 50, right where we like to see it. Remember when it went up to 40 and then it went down to 17, 15K and then shot back up? Is history going to repeat itself? Let me know what you guys think about that. So you're going to have to pay attention. You have opportunities all over the place. You just have to find them. Up trading ES right now. I don't need big return in that account. It's my margin dividend account. It's just to help keep the account steady and stack cash. I also use my life insurance to save cash. That's very interesting. You use life insurance to save cash because you're going to have to I mean, there's different life insurances, but the one that you're saying, yeah, most life insurance has a 4%. It's kind of tied to 4%. So again, I I can't. It gives you a dual situation. You have life insurance for your assets, and you have cash that you can borrow as your bank situation. So that can kind of work, but again, the question starts being okay, so if you're trading 4% instead of getting 10, it's kind of that's a lot of difference, or 12. So we have JEPQ, for instance, which is JP Morgan Fund giving out 10%, 10 to 10.5%, right? So um, let me go look at something right now. JP Morgan. So it's one of those things you give up 6, 7, 8% for the convenience of having the insurance. Um, Everybody has their own way of doing things, and he has a plan because he has all these different vehicles and he's trading. So again, he has the passive income coming in so he can put the money wherever he wants to. It's almost like putting that duffel bag of cash somewhere. Duffel bag of cash, though, doesn't earn any interest, but it's safe, but you lose buying power because the dollar loses value. Right now it's anywhere from 3 to 10%. So it's a hidden inflation. So again, I can't get into it. I'll just make this short statement. If there's inflation of 2.5%, but your dollar has lost 5%, that's really 7.5%, right? And if you have tariffs of 20%, that's really 27.5%, right? Just saying. All right. 10.68% is the yield for JEPQ. Again, that's a JP Morgan fund, the biggest bank in America, and too big to fail. Just saying. If they let JP Morgan fail, then game over. So that's why that won't happen. Just saying. All right. Now we have JEPI. Let's see what's happening with them because they faltered to 7, but now it's at 7.9% to 8%, which is worthy. Okay. It's worthy. There's monthly dividend payouts for JEPI and JEPQ. Worthy, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think. All right. Once again, MDA0214, thank you so much for sharing, man. That could help out a lot of people. A lot of people don't like to take high risk. So MDA0214 is doing what he does to minimize any setups for losses and other things as this. Here we go. Cash is the lifeline to any business, not all about trying to get high returns on every dollar. Some money is for opportunities and some for emergencies to keep the wheel going. But it's always sitting there. See that in this era, you can always withdraw. Now, if you lock it up and they do penalties or cause you to have to pay taxes, that's a whole nother ball game. So to me, there's a bunch of factors, way too many, that I'm never going to get into because I'm not even a financial advisor. I'm not into that. But the point is, like you said, cash is the lifeline to any business, and any business needs a cash flow. But if you are already making cash, then why let it earn less than inflation? That's the thing. I don't get that part. But again, people have look, people invest in several different things. You can have a business, have a 401k for your business, have a solo 401k. Employees can have a solo 401k and participate in your 401k. Those are different animals altogether, but you have your tax deferred Roth going down. Everything's cool. Then you say, well, that's coming out of my earned income, so I don't want to do that. Then you're making other income. Then you say, hey, I do stock trading. And like MDA0214 is doing, he's putting his profits, remember the key word is profits, into vehicles that earn money. So it's not a zero sum game. So he's not going, oh, yeah, I made $100. So I'm just going to put the $100 in a 4% return location. The difference is he earned, let's just use an example, $1,000. So he said, let me park the $1,000 for a little bit and I'm still earning 4%, and that's already profit. So that is how you have to look at it. It's not just like, oh, I'm just going to go down to the bank and get me a CD at 4% for 2 years. We're not doing that. I hope you're not doing that. All right. But the point I'm trying to make is you have to stay liquid. And in today's society, it's liquid in America. Everything's electronic. You can pretty much get access to your money within minutes to hours to 24 hours. And that's where you should have your vehicles. But again, I caution everybody, in a meltdown, that stuff is like held. You're not going to be able to redeem. Sorry, you can't take it out. All kind of stuff happens. All kind of stuff happens. So I'm not one to, again, everybody invests differently based on their situations. All right, let's end this, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow in the afternoon, I'm going to be talking about Miracle Cash and more, the guys that ripped us off, the guys that are now doing other stuff. I did a live stream with No Pants earlier today. Check it out, because I didn't even know. I'm looking at a video from Miracle and they're talking about Project X. They're talking about all kind of products. And I'm like, what happened to everything you were talking about 2 years ago, 3 years ago? It's not even meant. That stuff is gone. Doesn't matter. Now they're on to other nodes. They're on to other things. They're on to other tokens. I'm like, this is insanity right now. All right. Yep. To sleep good at night. If the market drop, I'll go shopping. That's exactly right. I like the parking. Like I said, that's like the duffel bag of cash situation that we talk about. As long as you got it parked in location so you can access it quickly within minutes, that's what you want. And so he set himself up that way. That's how it should be. All right. Who is No Pants? He has his own channel. He's one of the four horsemen. About 2 years ago, we were talking about Miracle Cash and more. They had Boogie Gopher Club NFTs and all this other crypto stuff. And we had an investment crew. We all put a little bit of money in. And as it turns out, it never happened. Just like most 2,000, 3,000, all the thousands of crypto projects usually fold, right? Rarely are there winners. So No Pants Profits is a guy that we had in there, and he's in their group. And so I decided to go in today and kind of do a video with him, and it was funny as hell, like I said. So tomorrow they're going to have a Zoom call, and I'm going to be doing the Zoom call tomorrow. I'm not in their Zoom call. They're going to be doing the Zoom call. I'm going to stream it. It's going to be funny as hell. And it'll be very interesting. It's in the afternoon, allegedly. Doggone it. It's 3 p.m., I believe. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's wrap this up. If you have anything else, I'll see you guys on Friday night. It'll be story night as well. We'll get into some things, and hopefully this week goes well for you financially and health wise. And I should bring out the protocol, because the wife has done one hell of a job with some things that can help American citizens, eradication of bad stuff that you're taking inside your body. They're launching Project X. Interesting. With our money. Exactly. Our money's been long gone. That little Ponzi scheme that they keep doing, they're now going to Nigeria on February 28th. How ironic. Nigeria, which is like, let me go find out. So I think Nigeria is the number one capital for scammers. Let me see. Number one city. No, country for scam. It's either going to be in India, somewhere, or Nigeria, right? Let's go see. It could be Russia, maybe. Let's go. Most targeted city or country, the US. Okay, who we got? Southeast Asia nations like Cambodia and Myanmar are identified as major hubs for operating global cyber scam comp. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let's go with crypto. Let's go with crypto. That's what we care about here. We can't. The mail thing ain't working. Let's go with crypto. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Top countries by crypto scam losses and scammer origins. United States, 1. China, 2. Nigeria, 3. India, 4. Southeast Asia, 5. Germany, France, UK. Okay, what country has the most scammers? Global Fraud Index, Luxembourg, Denmark, Finland, Norway, Netherlands. I don't know what that means. That's crazy. I don't know what they're. Are they saying those countries have been have gotten the most scam? I don't know. It's hard to say. Even the Google guys aren't answering the question. AI doesn't want to answer the question. It's just saying Southeast Asia. Oh, that's in 2024. Either way, crypto theft responsible for over 1.3 billion of total stolen funds in 2024 through sophisticated high-tech hacking. North Korea is number 1 in 2024. Southeast Asia, China, Philippines, Russia. Geez, it's all the usual suspects. But anyhow, what country has the most crypto scams? Nigeria is number 1. That's on Quora 2 years ago. Nigeria, India, China, Brazil, Pakistan, Indonesia, Venezuela, South Africa. There you go. Okay, so anyhow, you slice it, they're in the top 5, no matter how you slice it. Nigeria. So that's where they are going. And yeah, tomorrow there's going to be a live stream in the afternoon. I think it was 3 p.m. Eastern, which means 12 noon. If I can stream it, I will be streaming it. I might have to do it off of Notepad's channel. He'll be doing it. I might be a guest on his channel. So I got to figure out. He said there's a way that I can actually stream it. We'll figure it out. Actually, I can stream it because I'll have the Zoom call. But either way, I'll make it work out. All right. Oh, and I played a video. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see if I have the video. Did he send me the video? Hold on a second. In fact, I might be able to. You know what? I can do 2 things. Hold on a second. Let me go check something else out. I can actually play something from my channel, right? If the video will load and I can actually play it, then I can show you the video. We talk over it though because I cut it because I can't believe what he's saying. I'm sitting there like, no way. He's talking about Project X. I slowed it up because I was like, this is not cool. I'm like, this is crazy what they're saying right now. Let me see if we can get this, ladies and gentlemen. I'll bring it up just to give you guys a little preview of what we were talking about today. But freaking disgusting, quite frankly. All right, let me see where we can go with this. We'll do it this way then. I did not have any people come on, which was weird. That was really weird. I figured I would have some of the Miracle or Bellator or whatever they're calling themselves come in and try to, something. Nobody came. And I also figured after what happened with Yale, oh, prime wealth investors, ladies and gentlemen, earn 8%. All I can tell you is high risk, high rewards, earn 8% per week is going down right now, able to withdraw immediately your 8% return. This has nothing to do with stock trading. You load it up in crypto, they pay you in crypto at 8%. And Yael was on signing up for Prime Wealth to get his 8%. And whenever you load up your crypto, the day it's loaded, it takes 24 hours before your account to be in your account, but they start it from that day. So if you load it on a Tuesday, then every Tuesday you get 8%. of what you put in. You have to put in 100 minimum, and they only take crypto, all right? And it's you can upload with, USDT, USDC. The problem is on the download, it's Bitcoin or Ethereum, which is not a problem, but I just don't like fees, that's all. So, anyhow, if you wanna find out more information, check a previous last Monday's video. It's 2 days ago, and, uh, last Friday's video, 5 days ago, and they had, Seamless Genius, Biz Nessa on with Maury, the guests. Both are in Prime Wealth. Both have been very happy with it, paying out every week. Biz Nessa, apparently, because she signs up other people. These are kind of links, right? You signed up other people, so she's an ambassador. MS Trima, I see you. Thank you so much for being in on our other platform. And she's an ambassador, so she gets a free trip to London later this year, hotel paid for, because apparently she referred other people. She's in LA, so she hangs around, the elite, and they like earning 8%. So of course that helped her out because she signed up X amount of people. I don't know what the criteria was. I just know she forwarded an email to me, so I saw it. But there's again, I just signed up under her. So uh, again, $100 minimum you have to deposit, and after that you can put in whatever you want. Now, this Project X, let me see if I can get to something here. We will do this. Okay, let me see. I'm going to try and find. Are we here? Oh, we're here. Hold on a second. Oh, we're here. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Vicinity. Let me turn. You know what? I might have to turn. Okay, hold on. I'm still hooked up. Hold on. Still hooked up. I forgot. I have some. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get this happening. Oh, yeah, we got it. Check this out. Here's notepads with me earlier today. All right. We'll see if this works. Let's go.
Just wanted to do a quick video, give some update on last week's promotion.
All right. Looks like we're going to have an issue, ladies and gentlemen, so we can't do it. No fun tonight. I'll have to break it down. All right. You still have some of that Hector coin? Yeah, I do. I bet that's worth a lot of money now. We consider ourselves as the founders. Oh, yeah. I didn't even withdraw the Hector, man. That was worthless as well. Like I said, damn near 100% of all projects fail. It's just bad. Sad. Eric, they're going full press advertising Larimar City. It comes up on my browser and iPhone at least 2 or 3 times a day. Did you recall your contract or will you just let them build? I tried to get my refund. They said they were, then they didn't. So now I'm just like, well, I guess I got scammed or whatever. Like I said, nothing surprises me. But again, that's somewhere between, it was 10% down. So we're talking about 13 G's. Then I gave them, I think, because I was on the every 3 month plan. So 6 months, I gave them 2 3 month payments. So that should have been around, I don't know, 3 G's. Because I told you guys before, if you guys decide to do pre construction any longer, then you front load with low end payments because you don't want to lose money. So I think my first payments were somewhere around 3,500 for the 3 months. And then I think the next one was, they were probably the same. So about 7 G's. So actually, now that I think about it, it's probably like, I always said 17 to 20 grand, but it might be 20 grand plus. It's around 20. It's closer to 20. That's when I stopped paying because I did 6 months, and then the eighth month, that's when they kept, when I went there in January, February 2024, and because my one of my payments was in January. That was my last payment, January of 2024. And so then when I was there in like February or March, getting ready for the SSN Lifestyle Music Fest, I'm sitting in their office, and at February 2024, the delivery date was going to be September 2025. And I was like, we're like, what, 15, 16, 18 months away or something? And I was like, you haven't even broke ground. What do you talk? And they kept saying it's going to be done by September. Oh, well, maybe December, maybe March, maybe April 2026, this kind of BS. And I said, dudes, can't happen. Not going to happen. Why are you lying to me? I took offense because they've been lying ever since December 2023. So I was like, nah, I can't play with you guys no more. And remember, there's 30 to 40 people that bought at Larimar because of me, right? Or more. So that's another thing. So I'm nah, not cool. Not cool. Speaking of Larimar, yeah, they're doing a full court press because the cost of acquisition has to get higher as you have less customers. So they have to hope that their renderings and the pool that they have gets people to buy. So here I'll show you because I actually put it in the group on our WhatsApp. Let's see here. Where's my move some things around? Let me see. Screenshot. Did I do screenshots? I think I did. All right. Here we go. Here's pictures they have on their Instagram. Okay, look, I don't even know what this is. This is like Instagram that came out yesterday or today. Look at this. I don't even know what this is. Look at this. What is that? What is that? They're supposed to be doing panel building, and they're out here doing hand to hand combat. Oh, the rocks. Remember what I was telling you guys? You're on a volcanic island. That's how islands are formed. You're going to have to be busting up rocks on the plateau for sure. and that's going to slow you down. And then this right here, I don't know what this is. I mean, this is very interesting. I don't know if they, I don't know what this is. It looks like, well, if you look at it, it looks like they're going to put something behind there maybe, but that might be irrigation, runoff, electrical. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Um, but again, this is the only pictures I see. But look in the background is the thing. See, we're still only, what is that? Looks like a floor or two above ground. So maybe that's one, two, three, four, four. They're on the fourth floor or third. Well, they haven't even finished the third floor yet, which isn't even a floor because two floors is underground. So this is like first or second floor that they're on right now. Partial first, partial second. I mean, who knows? I mean, so disgusting, really. I mean, had an easy playbook. December of 2022, October 2022, November 2022, people were investing. Had 3 years, and they didn't start doing this because of the permit process, because of the um, environmental license they need, and they didn't want to tell anybody. Just disgusting. Um, since they haven't notified you of breaking the contract, you technically have the right to your unit. Yep. They just can't take your money. If anything, a penalty should be only be 10% of deposit. Yeah. That's what it was supposed to be. They were supposed to give me back minus 10%. Right. And so I was like, of course, I took offense to it because I was like, I told you guys before you weren't going to do this stuff. And I could have been using that money to earn 2 to 3 times that amount. So we're talking about the end of 2022, 2023, but it kind of was 2023 because me and E. White have the same first name, Eric, and they got us switched. So they would tell me my unit, and I would say, "Why are you giving me this unit?" I'd say, "No, I want that unit." And then I'd have that unit. Then they say, "Oh yeah, but you told us you want to go to this unit." And I'm like, "What are you doing?" Every 2 weeks, I'm like getting ready to look for to sign a contract, and there's unit change. That went around for like 2 or 3 months. So I ended up my signing in 2023. And like I said, at that point, I did 3 month payments. So, and like I said, my last payment was January. So I could have made 3 payments then. I got to look it up one of these days. I did it in person, which is the other thing. So I don't have the wires. I was there. I went to their office and I gave them cash and I have receipts. And I don't even know where they are, but I'll find them. I'm sure I got them somewhere. They're not on me here though, because I'm traveling, right? So they're at the house. But the point is, if I gave them 3 payments, then that means it's 25 or 24K. So, but either way, it's 20 to 24K that I want it back. But that would have been from 2023, 2024. So now we're 2 years later. So imagine 2 years not having money that you could have used for the stock market that's reached all-time record highs 10 times and earning 17, 15 to 17% on your money through dividends. Not all of it, because I wouldn't have put all of it on those dividends, but nonetheless, you still would have had it in NVIDIA, AMD, all these guys that just keep going, Palantir, just keep rising. It would have had more in those. So things would have been lovely. All right. I'm going to end it right now. 1 hour, 29 minutes. Everybody out there, I love you guys very much. I appreciate your support. I'll see you on Friday at 9:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. I believe it's 3 p.m. Eastern. You know what? Hold on a second. I got to see if, because I'm doing it with No Pants on his channel. So let me get in touch with him to get the time for tomorrow. 3 a.m. EST tomorrow. Let's see. But anyhow, we will get to it. Hopefully you'll join us. 3 p.m. Eastern, I think it is. I just sent him a message. But again, I love you guys very much. I appreciate your support over all these years. Make sure you let everybody know to get out here and make their extra streams of revenue. And they're going to have to do, instead of that extra 2 jobs or 2 jobs and a half, maybe you can learn something else in your spare time that can help you make money for life, feeding you the fish for life, because no stock market is going out of business. That's how companies raise money, out of thin air. All right. So they're not going out of business. That's the number one thing. The United States will never let their stock market top 30, top 100, top 500 companies fail. Not going to happen. All right. They'll let others fail, but not their top 5, because they're the donors. Just keep that in mind. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And you know it's hard out here, ladies and gentlemen. It's only going to get harder. Prices are not coming down like you think. Sure, eggs might come down, the gas might come down 20, 30 cents. So what? When everything else is exploding, your energy and electric bills exploding, subsidizing energy corporations, taxes exploding as you subsidize corporations and the wealthy. Everything you're doing is subsidizing the wealthy and the people that have the money. The have-nots are subsidizing. The bottom 50% own less wealth than the top 10%. Just saying. All right, let's go. I'll see you on Friday night. And with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you keep your head up. Keep moving.